Welcome to the second last day of my 21-day challenge. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. I wanted to share something about this journey and what it's meant to me. When South Africa went into lockdown, I was certainly not unique in the fact that I had a consulting business. I would drive to clients every day, and that was a really large part of what I did for a living. And with lockdown forcing us to sort of stay at home, that consulting profile has really taken a bit of a blow. And I was very fortunate that I had some coaching work that I could fall back on, because that was very easy to shift onto virtual technology. But I was left fairly adrift and wondering, what the heck am I going to do now? Especially when it became clear that it wasn't going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And so in sitting in lockdown and understanding that consulting might not look the way it will for a while, especially considering that, companies had suffered tremendously in the South African economy because of the lockdown. So clients there would be few and far between for a while. And I had to find a way to keep myself motivated, because what I did not want was to come out of lockdown and not having learned, not having grown, and not having thrived in some way. And Performance Cafe really became the place for me to do that, because for me, my value is in what I know and how I can use that to help other people. It's in my ability I enjoy reading, I love reading, and I can read quite fast and quite a lot, and being able to distill that into a couple of minutes where I just take one little morsel and share it with someone. And honestly, if one person took a look at this and changed something, I've done what I needed to do. And that was just to find a way to keep going and not to accept the negativity and the failure that we can get captured in during lockdown. I was really fortunate in that I had read a book before going into lockdown, and many of you may know the book by Dr. Carol Dweck. It's called The Growth Mindset. And what she ascertains in this book is that actually resilience and an ability to learn new things and to survive challenges is all in the way that we interpret it. So let me give you some background. The whole concept of the growth mindset, well, definitely what I took from the book, let me not say the whole concept, but what I took from the book that was meaningful to me was about how to deal with failure. With a regular mindset, if something goes wrong, well, firstly, we would judge ourselves. We would feel bad for having that happen. And we would be open to the concept that there's only one right way. Individuals who have a growth mindset don't actually see failure in that way. What they see is an opportunity to grow. I think it's Thomas Edison who said that, someone said to him, well, you failed so often in trying to make the light bulb. What made you stick it out? And he said that he just found 10,000 ways not to do it. But that didn't stop him from carrying on, right? Now, that's typical growth mindset for you. Failure is not failure. Failure is just where it went wrong and gives us data to understand how to make it go right. So to give you an example, one of the things that she noticed was that actually with children, very young children, you could see the growth mindset already. And, if they were given a project to do, and if they got low marks, then those without the growth mindset would take it very hard. And they would almost be upset at the fact that not only did they fail, but that there's no hope in them coming back. There's no hope for them to fix this. Where very young children with a growth mindset actually accepted the challenge and actually saw it as a challenge, that, oh, I didn't make it work this time. And they would then happily set about finding another way to make it work. And so I hope that not only these recordings, but that some of the broader lessons we've learned from lockdown will help us to grow and to mature and to build the world post-lockdown that looks much different and that looks much friendlier. I know from my perspective, I've worked virtually for many years. But one of the things about virtual work that was kind of tough is that you're working from home, but people expect you to look as if you're working from the office. Now, I'm all for that. I wrote a blog for Perform Forward, my business, in which I discuss personal and professional branding. So I think it's important that we look our best whenever we are working, because it's got to do with mindset and how we position ourselves professionally. But what I've really enjoyed about lockdown is that it's now okay for a kid to tumble into a room crying. It's now okay for my dog, who just loved doing this, to come in after ignoring me for an entire day and waiting just for me to start these recordings, and then decide that now's the time he's going to sit on my lap. He's 12 kilograms. It's actually not physically possible for him to fit on the chair, but it was his mission to do so. And although I edited those out, it was great to know that if an ear pitched up in the middle of a recording, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I think lockdown has made us all a little bit more gentle, a little bit more kind, and a little bit more tolerant. I hope that we're going to take some of that with us, because if we are gentle, kind, and tolerant, we can help other people to fail forward. What I mean by failing forward is that instead of seeing failure as the end of the world, we see failure as the beginning of the learning journey. I hope that you've enjoyed this penultimate episode of the Performance Cafe. And tomorrow I will be talking about what's next for us, as well as giving a last little bit of advice. As always, we're going to be around for a while, so still go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then like, share, and comment on Facebook and on LinkedIn. And until tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you at the Performance Cafe.